Welcome, fam, to the Soul Tribe podcast, a place where hearts meet wisdom, where we gather together around our virtual kitchen table to share, connect, and grow together. I'm your host, Auntie Charmaine, and I'm honored to have you here as part of our tribe. In this space, we dive into conversations that nurture the spirit and lift the soul. We'll explore the richness of herbalism, spirituality, mindful practices, and uncovering paths of health and wellness and spiritual soundness. These are the conversations we all crave, and I am so glad to have these conversations with you. Welcome everyone to 2025 Soul Tribe. As we step into this universal 9 year, we are embraced by the profound energy of completion, transformation, and fulfillment. This is going to be a year for the history books. The universe gently urges us to release what no longer serves us and make space for the divine purpose that is waiting to unfold in all of our lives. Take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what are we leaving behind? What needs to be released? Who do we need to let go of to honor our growth? This is a time for us to clearly begin to use courage at a time when it is necessary to shed old patterns, old layers of ourselves that no longer align with the next chapter of our spiritual journey. This year isn't just about endings. It's about celebrating how far we have come while embracing who we are becoming. I need you to ask yourself, what changes are unfolding in and around your life? What have you outgrown? And who have you outgrown? Where have you thrived? And what are the areas in your life that really need to blossom even further? These are all energies of this 9 year, and I need all of us to trust that we are on the journey that is leading us to the very whispers that the divine has placed within us to move us forward, compel us forward. So as we work through these questions, I hope that we are allowing ourselves to remove the limitations, open ourselves to the endless possibilities of transformation. Allow yourself to release all past burdens with grace and ease. Lean into the changes that align us with our higher selves and celebrate the beauty of growth and wisdom that is growing and bubbling within us. It's a whole lot going on. And I realize that a whole lot has to go on in order for us to grow into who we really need to be. It's inevitable. It's a 9 year. So, Auntie, what exactly is a 9 year? So, a 9 universal year is when the entire world is experiencing similar things based on the numerology of the year that you're in. And so, if you're asking Auntie, what should we focus on? How and what should we be completing? I would tell you, this is a year that we are to really go inward. Allow yourself to really focus on developing the inner man. This is a moment to pause and acknowledge how far we have all come, because the Universal 9 year is all about closing chapters with grace and ease. It's not just about endings, it's about honoring the beauty of our journey and clearing space for what's next. So, what does letting go mean in context, and how can we approach it with courage? Really and truly, approaching anything that you're unfamiliar with can be very challenging. If anybody knows that, Auntie knows that. Allowing yourself to understand that you have to rise above the challenge and allow yourself the courage to see your path forward, allowing yourself the opportunity to understand that we just outgrow things. We outgrow situations. We outgrow ways of thinking, ways of being. So we got to bring all of the things in our lives that no longer serve us. We have to bring those up and out so we can either grow them, develop these traits, habits, people, relationships, or allow ourselves the privilege and the honor to gracefully let them go. All of these are things that this 9 year is teaching us. It's teaching us to have courage. It's teaching us that courage is what is needed. It's a laurel that is needed in order to bring things to completion. Letting go of things doesn't mean losing. It simply means trusting. It's about recognizing that things and people and patterns that no longer serve us and releasing them with gratitude only compels us to live our most authentic lives. Authenticity will be the name of the game this year. Living closer to who you truly are without explanation, without expectation, and without other people's discernment on how it should go, fully and truly trusting in the divine plan. I'm telling you, that is the only path forward that we have. It's all about sharing practices and mindsets and shifts to help us all embrace these different transformations that we're all having to experience. So now that we see what the year is going to look like, child, it's going to be all kinds of ebbs and flows and ups and downs, and here we goes. Okay. But that being said, we also know that if we were incapable of actually riding the tide, we wouldn't be able to. No one who is breathing right now, living and breathing right now, is here by accident. Every single last one of us has a purpose. It is literally getting and connecting closer to the purpose of why we're here and allowing that to compel us and move us forward. See, it's understanding that every part has a part to play and knowing that all the parts are important. So, what is January? What is January going to look like for us? So, when we take the number one representing January, and we add it to the universal year, it gives us the number 10. And then when we summarize that down to a single digit, it gives us the number 1. So January this year is going to be all about new beginnings, leadership, and self-discovery. So the theme for January is planting seeds of purpose. So these are the times where we are going to plant meaningful blessings into our lives. We are no longer holding space with fruit that's no longer reaping a harvest. This is the time, this is the month to begin moving plans forward in a trajectory that is most authentic to ourselves. So, what does the astrology look like? So, of course, this is Capricorn Aquarius season. So, the energy brings focus on structure, ambition, and innovation. The affirmation for January is I trust in my ability to create the life I envision. The crystal that I recommend for all to wear in January is garnet for grounding and motivation. And the herb in which to use, whether you pray over that herb and then you make yourself a tea, I would recommend rosemary because rosemary is excellent for clarity of the mind while enhancing your memory. It's something about knowing crystals, knowing herbs, knowing prayers. It empowers you in a way when things get really hard. You have something tangible in the hand that you can use to push the energy forward. Of course, now that it's winter time, we have to turn inward. That was what the winter has always been for. The winter has always been to give us a chance to go inward where the vision lives. Take that vision and connect with it. And by the time the spring came, we was ready to move the energy forward in a real tangible way. I would encourage all of us to really think about how we want our lives to go, how we want to move the energy forward, what kind of marks we plan on making in the world this year, and understanding that with Pluto going in the age of Aquarius, that changed the trajectory for sure because people are waking up in droves and we're understanding that we came to this planet to do something for the better. And we have the courage now to do just that. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Welcome to episode 3 of the Soul Tribe podcast. I apologize in advance for not having anything for the month of December, but I was busy creating, busy going into the inward spaces to look for answers for things that we can clearly see is on a trajectory. I want you to make sure, everybody, that you follow me every single Thursday for a new episode of the Soul Tribe podcast, where I'm sitting with you and you sitting with me and we sitting with each other. The next episode, everybody, is going to be what are we leaving behind and what are we beginning? Oh, listen, I'm here for it. It's a new year. It's a new season. It's a new us. And we doing it together. Peace and love, y'all. Thank you, beautiful souls, for joining me today at the Soul Tribe. I'm so grateful to have you here in this sacred space we share, a place where we can grow, heal, and remember who we really are together. As you go back into your life, I invite you to carry the wisdom that we shared here today and let it guide you. Remember, alignment with your spirit, living with intention, connecting deeply with each other is what makes our journey so powerful, so wonderful. If today's episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who may need these words. And know that Auntie is always here and will continue to show up for the Soul Tribe. If you wanted to know if the Great Awakening has happened, you are proof of it. You are absolute proof of it. You are growing and waking up, and you are seeing that your spiritual gifts are so much more readily available to you. It's not your imagination. Oh my goodness, what a journey. Peace and love, y'all.